All right, folks. Um, if you haven't gone through and added and deleted all of your peaks, these are all of mine, right? Probably did it 20, maybe 15, 20 times. You should do that. This is what it looks like. This is what mine looks like at the end of it. You'll notice I had this, big region right here where these peaks were greater than everything. I scaled it down and was able to delete and add peaks better that way, just for future reference. So now let's fit it, okay? This is where the algorithm and the program does all of the work, which is great. All you need to do is click the file button for the fit file, and you need to put that in your folder. Just title it My Fit. That's fine. My peaks, this is the one that you want. This will show the alignment. You'll put that in the folder you've been working in, hit save, that's great. Click optimize, this will make it a better alignment. And then hit append. And right now it is fitting. My computer is just like calculating, it's performing this great fit. And this is essentially the final step in ShapeFinder. This will generate the file that I've been making all these graphs with. And it is important to note that sometimes when I do this, it works out and I feel accomplished and I can go to bed feeling like a winner. And there's other times when I don't feel accomplished and I have to do this over again until I feel confident that it was a good fit. So don't feel bad if you get this data and then you look at it and let's say that this is the 726 primer and maybe you didn't specify the region, the sequence range region correctly, and all of a sudden, or maybe you didn't select or specify the start number of the sequence to correspond to your position in the iris region, and your data comes out at like, oh, I'm at position 26 and this is a U. Well, you're not at position 26 because you're using the 726 primer. So there's no way you'd be at position 726 or position 26, like at the beginning of the molecule. So don't feel bad if you have to do this over. So as you can see, it's finished. When you have blue and green lines highlighting it, it's finished. It's great. Make shape great again, if you will. So that is what it looks like. Fairly uniform. Like, look at this read. Like, I will highlight the gloriousness of this. Just scanning in between the blue and greens. Like, this is uniform. It is consistent. It is vertical. They are basically parallel till here where I tried to clean it up. That is okay. Like, that was I think this is going to be a good read, guys. So you're done with ShapeFinder. Go into your Finder or your file window, the sample that you're in, and look, there's the two files you generated at 1128. It's 1129. Perfect. So these are the files you want. My fit, if you just hit spacebar, you can preview. Spacebar, right? This will show you the index is the data point. So, we started around 1700. We ended, around 3360? Yeah. So that's right where we were supposed to be. And now we'll look at the alignment. Okay. So this is interesting. This is very interesting. So it started at sequence 474. Okay. And it's saying x beta integral not equals plus or minus phi, I don't even know, the apple sign. So the sequence didn't read for that region. And if you remember, I specified 500 and above. Well, it pinged, it got the 500 and above sequence. Great. Like, wow. All the way back up to 726. This wasn't just a good read. This was a great read. Yeah, this was good. But I'm not satisfied with these 25 nucleotides that don't have a sequence. So we're going to go back in, and this is how easy it is to redo this, guys. You'll go to setup. Don't change anything. Like, you are good. Don't delete anything. Just go to setup. We'll go to the sequence start range, and let's bump it down to 450, right? The sequence start number will be 450. Now we need to append these changes. Append. That's okay. The only thing that's changed here, guys, is this number. The blue and green went away. That's okay. Modify, so we're in the setup right now. Go to modify. All of your add and delete peaks are still there. So you don't have to do any other work. All you have to do, make sure that these files are in the right folder, which they are, they should be. You just have to refit it. So hit append, and now you're going to go through the waiting process again. It's probably going to be a minute. I ran out of cool stories. I don't know any good jokes to pass the time at this rate, but we could talk about the data again. That would be good. So what I'm hoping for is that this 474 sequence start number will be the same, except this sequence field, this sequence column will now be populated with the sequence from our GA strain, the FASTA file that we provided. Not the FASTA file, but the text file containing the RNA sequence. So we will know when this is done, when the blues have been super bold and the green is super bold. So that's kind of where we're at, and that's really the key, the key function of a bioinformatics person. Being able to understand data, and then what the data means in a biological setting. I'm not happy that there's no sequence here. There should be sequence. We have the ability to. Let's put it there. It's so easy. We need to take that step. Also, knowing where you are in the primer, in the molecule. We're using a 726 primer, so we should not get any data that's at the beginning of the molecule in alignment. We take care of that in the setup phase by making a sequence range. Okay, it is done. We're doing this live time. This is live TV, guys. 11:33, and so this changed. This is interesting. This is interesting. I gave it a larger window. This is like live bioinformatics. I couldn't be more excited about it, guys. Here's what changed. I gave it a window of 450 to 726. The data, the read, was actually longer than I had imagined in the first alignment. The first alignment was 500 to 726. So it produced data, if you remember, all the way up to 726, and I was super jazzed. Why? Because that usually never happens. And I should have been, I was a little naive 2 minutes ago. I shouldn't have been that jazzed because 705 is more understandable. Also, it started at 453, which means that you got a farther back read. That's good. And I'm happy with this, actually, a little bit more than the last read. Because I gave it a bigger sequence window, and it still stuck out here and positioned at 453, that makes me a little bit more confident that this is the sequence that this data represents. And honestly, the 705 is more believable because I moved a little bit further back in the ShapeFinder from the ribozyme, those big peaks. We didn't start so close to them. So it's understandable that it's 705. And I'm happy with this. So this is the entirety of ShapeFinder. If you have any questions, please just shoot me an email or, text me or call me or whatever you need. I'm happy to help. I hope these videos helped. It's not that hard. So these text file, the mypeaks, you can control click and open with Microsoft Excel. And this is kind of the structure of the file, right? You have the sequence number, the sequence, and then all of this doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this Rx area minus BG area. This is your unnormalized shape reactivity value. You can graph this. You can do all sorts of things with this. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to shoot me an email. Thanks for spending your time with me. I wish I could be there. And yeah, go Mavs.